Notarizing signatures of the dead. It's not just something that could be the title of a low-budget zombie movie. It's something that actually happens, regardless of it being fraudulent. And the Center Square investigation into one case down in Georgia, bringing about some accountability. Welcome back to the States. I'm Greg Bishop. The notary public who certified that a Georgia judge's brother signed a will 12 days before his death once certified another signature for that judge's family by a dead woman. After the Center Square started asking questions about her work, Jacqueline Walker has been stripped of her notary license. Joining me to talk about this investigation is the Center Square investigative reporter, Johnny Edwards. Johnny, thanks for taking time with the States. You've been on this story for a while, and for people who don't know the everyday significance of what exactly a notary public does and the importance of them being trustworthy, why does this story matter?
Well, this story matters because this is a new development that calls into question the credibility of someone who signed off on that will. Now, as you mentioned, a DeKalb County judge is at the center of an allegedly forged will case in DeKalb County Probate Court. Judge Rothelia Stroud, who is both the DeKalb County Magistrate Court judge and the chief judge over the city of Decatur's municipal court, personally filed this will. And shortly thereafter, some other family members alleged that the signature on the will is not the signature of the dead man. The woman who notarized it, the notary public, Jacqueline Walker, has been stripped of her notary commission, not over this will, but because of another document that she notarized for this family 2 years prior. To answer your question, notary publics are commissioned by county clerks of court to sign off on documents, to verify signatures, to verify that the person signing a legal document is actually the person who is signing it. You have to verify that in person with your eyeballs. So this is a pretty important job.
Yeah, anybody who's gone to a bank to have to fill out some forms for a loan or something like that, if you're getting a house, you're going to have a notary public check your ID, make sure it's you sitting right in front of them, and actually sign that document in front of them where they can stamp that with their notary public license stamp. This is a pretty crucial part of ensuring that things aren't fraudulent, right?
Right, absolutely. And again, like I mentioned, it's not that there's been any allegation yet that this notary public did something untoward with this particular will, other than the allegation that the signature, of course, is forged, which is being made by one side in this dispute. This was about a warranty deed that she notarized for the judge's sister-in-law in 2023. Our investigation bore out the niece's allegations on this, which was that her stepmother, the judge's sister-in-law, had been dead for 3 weeks when this notary notarized Carolyn Stroud's signature. Now, interestingly, her husband, who was the same dead man who's on the will, he had gotten a letter from Holiday Inn Vacation Resort saying that if he wanted to unload a timeshare up in the North Georgia mountains, he had 15 days to do it, to file the warranty deed and transfer ownership. I guess he was wanting to be freed of the financial burden of this. So we can only speculate that he might have been under the gun, and he and his wife, or a late wife, co-owned this timeshare. And you can draw your own conclusions about what might have happened.
And you're talking about the execution of a will or of property that somebody might have in an estate, and this can get very dicey if the proper documentation is not there. And if you have somebody that's their credibility is being questioned as a notary public, it raises other substantial questions. Talk a little bit more about the people impacted by these allegations.
Well, the impact is that this could have major implications for this court case that's in probate court. Again, this is a different legal document, but it's the same notary public. And this notary public, by the way, is a longtime acquaintance of Judge Rothelia Stroud. This notary went to high school with Judge Stroud and her sister. Judge Stroud represented her in a bankruptcy back in the late 1990s. So, I spoke with two law professors who said this doesn't, close the case or anything, but this definitely is relevant to this dispute over the fact that the same notary public previously, for the same family, fudged a document. I mean, she's been stripped of her commission. Now she has a right to appeal this, losing her license. But right now, the Fulton County Clerk of Superior Court has decommissioned her, ordered her to destroy her notary seal.
Johnny, you just mentioned the kind of consequences here of the stripping of that notary license, but have you been able to get any reaction from this former notary at this point?
No, I actually went so far as to drive to her house, which is in south of downtown Atlanta, near the old Braves Stadium. And I knocked on her door. She came to the door and identified myself, introduced myself, and she said she didn't have any comment and closed the door. Now, I've been trying to contact her for months and months about this story because, like I said, she was the notary who notarized that Johnny Stroud did in fact sign this disputed will. So yeah, I mean, I've tried to talk to her. I've tried to talk to Judge Stroud. I've really gotten nothing out of that side of this court dispute other than what I've found in writing through correspondence and letters.
And again, what's fascinating here is she seems to be doing this, at least allegedly, a couple of times for one judge's family. What kinds of questions does that raise for you?
Well, again, she's a longtime acquaintance of the judge. It's alleged in the challenge to the will that was filed in court that neither the notary nor the two witnesses who signed, also saying that Johnny Stroud did in fact sign this will, the person challenging the will, the niece, is saying that they're all longtime acquaintances of the judge and they were not impartial.
Johnny, where do we go from here with this story? Obviously, you've got some litigation that's ongoing. Just how do you think this investigation that you've done there in Georgia is going to further impact that?
Well, it's already had some impact because when I started looking into this, the notary had not been decommissioned. That happened, as I was working on this story. The first time I called the clerk of court, she said that she wasn't going to investigate this or do anything unless the niece who complained filed a police report. In the course of my reporting, the niece went ahead and did that and filed the police report, and so the decommissioning happened. But there's a lot of different places this is going to go. There's a hearing scheduled later this month, August 27th, in this case. Finally, this case sat in limbo for quite a while because every judge in DeKalb County had to recuse themselves because Rothelia Stroud is a DeKalb County judge. I think they finally appointed it to a judge over in Fulton County, and there's finally a hearing scheduled. So that's some movement. Also, Jacqueline Walker, the notary, has the right to appeal having her license stripped. I believe she has 10 days from receipt of the letter to do that. So we'll be watching to see if she does in fact appeal, and we'll be attending that public hearing if she does.
Well, looking forward to that update when we can find it. It's an important story about, holding people accountable for these types of accusations, because as we're hearing, it can have these pretty significant ripple effects, impacting families, impacting individuals, impacting the transfer of property, and a whole host of other things. So, Johnny Edwards, greatly appreciate your time. Be sure to get his work at thecentersquare.com.